Fans can't get enough of Outer Banks, the Netflix series that has taken the world by storm. A large part of the show's success is long due to the cast members, especially Chase Stokes, who plays Pogue leader John B. In just a couple of months, Chase Stokes has gone from being a relatively unknown actor to becoming America's newest heartthrobs. It's time we all learn a little more about the newcomer. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Chase Stokes. He's the oldest in his family. James Alexander Chase Stokes was born on September 16, 1992, in Annapolis, Maryland, before he moved to Florida, where he stayed for high school and college. He is the oldest sibling in his family. He has a brother named Caden and a sister named Kendall from his father's second marriage. He also has 3 other siblings: Evan Walker, Riley Walker, and Griffin Walker, making him the oldest of a total of 6 siblings. He originally rejected Outer Banks. Even though it's hard to imagine anyone else bringing John B. to life, Stokes actually originally passed on the project as he thought it was just going to be a Goonies reboot. However, once he read the script, he knew he had to be a part of the show and immediately went in for an audition. He said, "She was like, 'You gotta do it, it's not the Goonies, I'll send you the first script.' So I read it, and immediately I was like, uh-oh, I made a mistake over the last 2 months putting this off." He auditioned for another Outer Banks character. Actors often audition for more than one role when they are going out for a television show, and that is exactly what Stokes did. In fact, not only did he audition for the main role of John B., but he also went out for the character Rafe Cameron, who plays Sarah Cameron's older brother. He loves water sports. Stokes spent a lot of time growing up in Florida, so it's no surprise he's very into water sports. In an interview with Refinery29, he revealed he spent a lot of time surfing. In addition to riding waves on a surfboard, Stokes also knows how to drive a boat over them. In fact, he had a boater's license long before he had ever heard of Outer Banks. He said, "When we were in Charleston, I reached in my wallet and pulled out my boating license. They were like, 'Great, that makes everything a lot easier.'" He appeared in Stranger Things. Believe it or not, Outer Banks is not the first Netflix show Stokes has been on. In fact, Stokes can be seen in season 1 of Stranger Things. He landed the role of Reed, who gives Jonathan and Nancy a bit of trouble. It all happens pretty quickly, but his experience on the show still made quite an impact on his life. He's since become friends with much of the Stranger Things cast and has even worked with Caleb McLaughlin, who plays Lucas on a campaign for American Eagle. He wanted to be a professional hockey player. Stokes had no aspirations to be an actor when he was growing up. In fact, he initially wanted to be a professional ice hockey player. He told Brief Take, "I was going to play in college and then do the professional route." However, after getting injured on the rink, he had to stop playing the sport altogether. Before Outer Banks, he was living out in his car. Making it as an actor isn't easy, but Chase Stokes was willing to do whatever it took to succeed. For a couple of months after moving to Los Angeles, he was so broke that he was even living in his car. He told Jimmy Kimmel Live, "Every day I would find a different parking spot, and it worked out. I never got caught." As he struggled to find work, an audition for a show called Outer Banks finally came around. The crew flew him straight to Charleston, South Carolina to meet everyone on the team. It seemed as though this may be his big break, but making it to the Eastern Seaboard still didn't seem to be enough. He said to the Drew Barrymore show, "I landed in Charleston, and I went to call an Uber, and my bank account was overdrafted. So that was kind of like the bottom of the well for me." After a quick call to his mom to borrow some cash, Stokes finally made it to the production office and nailed his audition. He's also a poet. Stokes revealed on his Instagram page that he has been working on the release of a poetry book in his free time. It is unclear when this will be released, but fans can't wait for the big reveal. His tattoos. You've never seen them on Outer Banks, but Chase Stokes actually has 2 tattoos on his right arm. The first is on his bicep. The spread features a small dove with the words "Love Joan" written right underneath, a special tribute to his grandmother. His second tattoo is a small smiley face on the top of his wrist. He uses his platform to advocate for mental health. Growing up, Chase Stokes had a lot on his mind. In addition to dealing with his parents' divorce, he experienced bullying in high school. He told the Drew Barrymore show, "I always had this anger and aggression toward not understanding why this type of stuff happened to me, and also the anxiety that, sort of, comes with it." Graduating from high school didn't help, either. Even as an adult, Stokes found himself dealing with extreme anxiety. Now, he uses his newfound fame to let others know they're not alone with their own mental health struggles. Stokes has partnered with an organization called Bring Change to Mind, which helps open up discussions regarding mental health. He has even visited schools and spoken with students who were actually the same age he was when he began to develop anxiety. He said, "I realized that I'm doing a disservice to myself if I didn't use my platform for what I wish I had at that age. And I realized that was where my audience was, and so it was exactly what I knew I needed to do."